Hello everyone, Arlisha here and welcome to another video. Repeating patterns are like one of the greatest creations of humanity. Not even creations of humanity, just one of the greatest things in existence. Oh, look at that, we're already on to step 2, sketching. Step 1, brainstorm. Get an idea, pick a theme. I'm going with the very specific and honed in theme of existential, universal, it's not dread, fear, wonder, regret, hope, frustration, awe, apathy, so basically taking that and turning it into a repeating pattern. My canvas size is 4,000 by 4,000. It's big canvas for lots of little details. And the general process for making a pattern that will repeat is when you're doing your sketching, when you're setting your initial design, make sure that none of your design is outside of the borders of your canvas in the sketching phase. So everything I've drawn here has to fit inside of the square. No edges can go outside of the square. And we are going to create our design, and then we're basically going to cut this drawing into 4 pieces. Moving on to step 3, which is inking. That's what you're seeing right now. We're basically going to cut this drawing into 4 pieces and move those pieces around so that the current outer corners are all in the middle. So what currently makes up the 4 outer corners of this drawing, I'm going to dissect this drawing into 4 squares, a horizontal cut and a vertical cut. You'll see it happen in Photoshop, and then swap them around like a little puzzle, and then you fill in where those 4 outer corners meet in the center with drawings as well. Make it all connect up to your current drawing, or just fill in the space. You don't have to make it connect. I'm doing specifically a pattern that interacts with itself. You could have all of your design in this first part just be individual little shapes. They don't have to overlap as much or interact much. There's so much flexibility here. It's one of my favorite things about the concept of repeating patterns. I've been wanting to do this for years, many years, and I've been mulling it around, but haven't really let myself dive into the creative process. So now that I've done this one, I already have sketched out another one. I'm so excited. I'm just gonna keep making repeating patterns. If you want to see those sorts of explorations, you can follow me over on Instagram. That's where I'm gonna be posting art, things like this in between videos. Yeah, those were 2 very different ways of saying yeah. We've got our shapes, we've got our infinite heads of both sides snaky guys. We've got the angry space cats are back yet again to explore and grump the cosmos. I've been finding sort of a newfound love for inking lately, and not necessarily because I decided I wanted to start doing more line work, but just in trying to creatively find a workflow that feels good to me, that feels right to me, something that I will stick to and develop. And I'm basically just trying things, and whatever sparks joy I stick with it and I go, I want to do that again. And that's kind of just the approach I'm having to all of this now. And right now, I'm really enjoying a process like this. And it's fun to just let my process change based on what I want to do. And feels good, feels fun, feels nice. I struggled a bit with these flat colors at first. I couldn't figure out exactly what it was that I wasn't liking about the palette as it stands now, and it actually ended up being the background. So that'll change eventually. I did figure it out eventually. Alright, part 5. This is where the magic happens. I don't know why I wrote magic in yellow marker that you can't see. So, for ease, I'm going into Photoshop, going to filter and offset. So, that thing that makes this whole swapping of the square parts easy. So, because my canvas is 4,000 by 4,000, I set the offset to 2,000 horizontal and 2,000 vertical. And that's how we get those, the kind of quadrants of the art repositioned. I took it into Photoshop to do that because I don't know if Clip Studio has an automated option for that. So my Photoshop subscription, my Adobe subscription is going to be running out in a couple of months, and I will not be renewing it, as Adobe is stinky, as is, the majority of the world currently. But I have a couple of months to learn a new photo editing software and a new video editing software, as in this very moment I'm sitting in Adobe Premiere Pro, but I just can't support Adobe anymore, as there is no ethical consumption under capitalism, but I don't necessarily want to pay money for Adobe to take everything I make to feed their AI that they're then also gonna make money on. It's like, I don't work for you. Why am I paying you to take my stuff? That's weird. I don't want to do that. I'm not into that. Time to learn new things, I guess. Wild. The times are crazy. I hope you're all safe and taking care of yourselves. Taking time for yourselves when you can, because the world is kooky crazy, especially if you're living, everywhere. But as someone who's living in the United States right now, and the election is coming up, hug your family, hug your friends. Because it's so weird out here, man. Just love your people, okay? You got to do that. Love your people, because that's like all we got, you guys. All right? You find the people that you like, and you love them. All right? You got that? Because it's crazy out here. So maybe just chill and draw something, if other people are gonna be crazy and act like they can change the rules of reality for their own whims, just anyone, no one in particular, not necessarily talking about any particular government officials or anything, then why can't you? Why can't I? I can spend my days full of whimsy and making my job to be whimsical and be a little goofy. Like, why am I sitting around pretending to follow all the rules that are fake if the people who are supposed to be in charge are gonna make up their own rules? So, like, I'm gonna make mine too. Yeah. And I know that in terms of work and finances, that sort of mindset is a very privileged one to be able to have. And I don't know, I'd just say, if you find instances where you can break the monotony for yourself, like if you have to go to work, like stand on a chair at least, throw a pen at the wall, dance around in a parking lot a little bit, just because you can, like just to exert your own autonomy. Be a gremlin. It's like, if you have to be here, be a gremlin. That's where I'm at now. All right, now that we've got our flat colors in, we can see some more of how the pattern kind of comes together. And I was really, really excited about this. Basically, you're just seeing me make copies of my image and connect them up, line them up. Oh, I'm so excited. It's looking so wonderful. Now it's step number fish is shading. I wanted to add a bit more dimension to this. I find that I'm really vibing with I'm really vibing with the aesthetic of like 90s cartoons and this sort of loosely drawn but still slightly dimensional thing. You know, I'm digging the doodly vibes. It's the whimsy I need, and it makes me really happy. So I love how this design transforms when the shading and then eventually the highlights comes in. I think it just really pulls it all together and it feels magical. I'm gonna make it so that you can download this pattern as like a desktop background and also as like a phone background if you want. There's gonna be links in the description. I think I can do that. I'll figure it out. Yeah, just as a gift, you know, for free. So you can check that out. Okay, yeah, step 7 is highlights. Oh gosh, it's so fun. I love just putting too many highlights on things. Little dots of everything glowing. Like little dots of everything shines. Like, why not? Yeah, make it all shine. And final step is repeat. Ooh, look at that. It's in the end, it's a never-ending story. It just keeps going on and on. The final step of making a repeating pattern is repeat. Do it again. Keep going. Forever and ever and ever and ever. But make it like cosmic whimsy instead of existential dread. That's the goal. Is infinitely looping cosmic whimsy. Oh yeah, I think also when I do this again, I'm gonna do like, I don't know, I guess full rendering on my design, or maybe sketch everything out and then offset it and sketch everything out again. I don't know, like this process of having to create the piece and then duplicate it and then line up the shading. I feel like there's gonna be a better way to do that part of the process. But I'm gonna keep experimenting and trying new things. So on to the next one. I already have the next thing sketched out. I'm really cute. It's gonna have rainbows on it. The next one's gonna have rainbows. So you can follow me on Instagram if you want to see that. I hope you all like this video. Thank you to my patrons for your support. You can check out Patreon if you want to see stuff and grab goodies like coloring pages and stickers and prints. I love you all very much. You can check out in the description if you want to get this repeating pattern as a background to use for whatever you want for fun. And I'll talk to you all later. I love you very much. Have fun, be whimsical, and down with the establishment. All right, love you.